Fear is one of the most powerful forces in the human experience, and it is also one of the most misunderstood. It does not always announce itself with thunderous warnings. Often, it whispers quietly in your mind, convincing you to hesitate, to take the safe path, to settle for less than you are capable of achieving. Fear is the invisible hand that steers decisions, the silent barrier that keeps potential locked away, and the unseen chain that prevents people from stepping into the greatness waiting for them. The truth is that everyone experiences fear, even the most influential, successful, and extraordinary people in the world. The difference between those who live lives of impact and those who remain spectators is not the absence of fear, but the ability to refuse to let fear dictate their choices, to act despite it, and to use it as a signal rather than a command. Take Oprah Winfrey as an example. Her journey began in the harshest of circumstances, growing up in poverty, facing abuse, discrimination, and repeated rejection. Every decision she faced could have been dictated by fear. Fear of failure, fear of ridicule, fear of taking risks in a world stacked against her. Yet Oprah refused to let fear govern her path. She acted deliberately, consistently, and courageously, choosing possibility over comfort. Every interview she conducted, every show she created, every step she took into the public, I was an act of defiance against the fear that tried to hold her back. Today, she is recognized as one of the most powerful and influential women in history, not because she was fearless, but because she refused to let fear decide her life. Fear often hides under the guise of logic. It tells you that you are not ready, that the timing is wrong, that someone else is better suited. This is where fear is most dangerous, because it convinces you that you are making rational, safe choices when in fact it is limiting your potential. Elon Musk, the entrepreneur behind Tesla and SpaceX, faced enormous fear at every turn. He risked financial ruin, public ridicule, and failure on a scale most people could never imagine. Yet every time fear whispered that he should retreat, he acted. He made decisions that terrified him, that others said were reckless, and in doing so, he redefined industries and inspired millions. Musk's story shows that those who change the world are not fearless. They are fearless in their refusal to let fear control them. To stop letting fear make decisions for you, you must first recognize it. Awareness is critical. Fear often masquerades as prudence, caution, or practicality. You must pause and ask yourself, is this decision coming from possibility or avoidance? Is this choice guided by courage or by fear? This awareness is the first step to reclaiming your power. Once you see fear clearly, you can confront it instead of submitting to it. Fear only gains authority when you grant authority. Every time you act despite fear, its grip weakens. Every time you step forward when your mind screams to retreat, you reclaim control. Michelle Obama is another example of someone who refused to let fear make decisions for her. She has spoken openly about moments of self-doubt and anxiety when stepping into new roles or facing public scrutiny. She felt fear, yet she recognized it as a sign that she was moving toward growth. Instead of retreating, she leaned in. She used fear as a compass, not a stop sign. Powerful people do not ignore fear. They interpret it, learn from it, and allow it to inform rather than control their actions. Acting despite fear requires practice, self-awareness, and the courage to take action even when the outcome is uncertain. Preparation is another tool to reduce fear's influence. Fear thrives in uncertainty, so the more prepared you are, the more confident you become. Nelson Mandela spent decades in prison, facing unimaginable uncertainty and fear, yet he prepared himself mentally, emotionally, and spiritually to emerge ready to lead a nation. His preparation allowed him to make decisions from purpose and vision rather than panic or anxiety. When you equip yourself with knowledge, strategy, and clarity, fear loses its power and your choices become deliberate, intentional, and aligned with your highest goals. Fear also loses power when you surround yourself with the right people. Isolation amplifies fear, while the influence of courageous, supportive, and inspiring individuals strengthens your ability to act decisively. Powerful people understand that mentorship, guidance, and community are crucial for overcoming fear. When you surround yourself with those who encourage growth and challenge your limits, fear becomes a tool for growth rather than a barrier to action. Every action you take in spite of fear trains your mind. Each courageous choice strengthens your confidence, sharpens your resilience, and builds momentum. Fear does not disappear. It transforms. From being a controlling force, it becomes a signal that you are stepping beyond comfort, that you are pursuing growth, and that you are moving toward what matters most. The accumulation of these actions, repeated over time, creates a mindset that acts decisively and courageously even under pressure. Even when fear returns, which it will, each time you confront it, act despite it, and learn from it, you reinforce your mental strength. Fear is cyclical, but your ability to act in its presence grows stronger each time. This is how the most powerful people, Oprah Winfrey, Elon Musk, Michelle Obama, and Nelson Mandela, achieved greatness. They acted in the presence of fear, learned from it, and refused to let it control their choices. They understood that fear is temporary, but the cost of inaction is permanent. Thank you for watching, for pausing, for reflecting, and for committing to refuse to let fear control your life. If this message inspired you, like this video, because your action may spark courage in someone else who is standing where you once stood. Subscribe to this channel to continue receiving daily motivation, guidance, and reminders to act with vision, purpose, and bravery. Your life, your potential, and your legacy exists on the other side of fear, waiting for you to step into them. The greatest life you can live is not a life without fear. It is a life where fear does not make the decisions, where courage guides your path, and where action is stronger than hesitation. Step boldly today. Take that action. Speak your truth. Chase your dreams. Build your vision. Fear cannot stop you unless you let it. The world is waiting for your courage. Your destiny is waiting for your boldness. Your legacy will be written by the choices you make today, not by the fears you carry. Every time you choose courage over fear, every time you act despite uncertainty, you are reshaping your life. You are showing yourself what is possible. You are proving to the world and to yourself that you are unstoppable. Remember that the strongest, most influential people in history were ordinary in many ways, but they made extraordinary choices in the face of fear. They refused to be ruled by hesitation, and so they changed the world. You have that same power. It exists within you right now. It has been waiting for you to claim it, to act on it, and to step into your full potential. Fear may still whisper, but it no longer decides. You decide. Your courage decides. Your life decides. So, take a deep breath and step forward. Your future self, the version of you that has succeeded, healed, and grown, is already cheering you on.